Good morning. Good morning. It's Christian. How you doing? It is Wednesday midweek, so I'm hoping all my own operators are halfway to their financial goal. If not, having a plan is the most important part. So here we go. Owner operator Q&A, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Put this content in front of other individuals who will benefit from it. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you are not already subscribed. But check us out. We got videos coming out Monday to Friday, every day after 5 o'clock, covering topics just like this. So owner operators can actually have a benefit from it and make proper decisions in order to get their first truck out on the road. All right, guys. Today's a lot of the questions. What we do is we compile them together. And for multi social media platforms, right? And we put them all, line them up, and then we cover them over here on the show every day, 9 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Okay. So here we go. Let me get that thumbs up. I appreciate that. That helps the algorithm push this kind of content forward in front of other people. So we definitely thank you. Thank you for the sticker. Appreciate you. So here we go, guys. So a lot of the questions that have been coming in the next few weeks, for whatever reason, I think it's a pretty hot topic, is a lot of guys are considering getting their own trucks. And so that's always the movement. Pushing forward, somebody's always getting started and looking to do better and improve their situation. So that's always a positive thing to see. And it comes with some questions. Guys are evaluating when to actually buy that truck, when is a good time, when is not a good time, and so they're considering all those good options. But good morning, everybody that's out there. Please like, share, subscribe. Diva, good morning. How you doing today? Hope everything is well. Guys, put all your questions in the comments. That's what we do here, is answer them live and get you the answer. So here we go. No fluff, no bullshit. You get the real deal. All right. Okay. So we'll just jump on in and get started. Some of the people have noticed that we do orientations pretty quick, and as they're planning to buy their first truck, they want to know what they need to do in order to make that effective. So one of the questions was, what do I need to bring to the table on day one as far as documents, equipment, insurance, and so forth? So there's a couple of things. This would vary from person to person, because remember, our program is tailored to owner operators and their situation specifically. So there's a couple of things you would have to know. We talked about it on one of our on the previous show. Is how are you going to do the insurance piece, right? Are you going to use insurance, physical damage and bobtail through the carrier? Are you getting it on your own? We always recommend you get it on your own. However, there are some individuals that take advantage of the carrier one. So you would need to put that to bed. You would need to know what you're going to be doing about the plate, all right? So you would need the closing documents, if you will, from your truck, processed through the DMV, which would be the title application, so that you can get your own plate. So there would be a little bit of that. Unless you're jumping on a carrier plate, then you would just bring that to orientation. So obviously you need the truck with a DOT inspection on it. That has to be valid. That would be number one. Proof of insurance. That's going to be that number two. And obviously once it's here, it would get decaled, ELD, all that good stuff, and then that bad boy is ready to go. As far as the documents, you're going to also need that 2290. All right, so that is to get your plate, whether you're getting your own or whether you are actually jumping on a carrier plate. Either way, you got to get that 2290. So there are a couple details behind that. Call me on a sidebar. I'll walk you through it for your specific situation. You do get a grace period, and you can take advantage of that just to get started. Remember, the name of the game is get this truck rolling as quick as possible so you can start earning. So once again, that number is 863-342-5171. Nina's on standby. She'll handle all that for you guys, and love to answer any kind of questions that may come to that. So that is one of the major things. Guys tend to get confused about what they need to be bringing to the table. All right, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let me get that thumbs up. It will help the algorithm push this content along to the right people. So, well, you know, all we do here is talk real trucking, talk facts. So if you like what you hear, you know, share this content, please. Appreciate that. All right. So next one is, how long is the lease on contract, and are there termination fees? So this question is actually pretty common. I think for whatever reason, a lot of people are always concerned about how long is the lease. Pretty much anywhere you go is pretty much going to be standard, my people, a year, and then it's going to be that auto renew. So that's what you should be expecting, and it doesn't mean that, hey, well, at least ours, right? It doesn't mean that, hey, if you don't work here for a year, you're going to find yourself in small claims court and you have to work for me for a year, some kind of contract like that. So that's not the situation, because anybody can pretty much cancel a contract at any time. What's going to happen is, you know, a carrier may actually cancel your contract due to safety issues, you know. So if you're out there, you know, wrecking shit, no one's going to keep you around just because the contract says you have to be there a year, you know. So that's not going to happen. And you as an owner operator will have the freedom to move about. Now there are some stipulations in there. You should be reading your contract. Make sure you understand it. You know, you don't want to be leaving too early. That does happen out there, guys, where people start job hopping, and that's not really effective. You have to give something an opportunity. You have to get to know the individuals that are there. So what I mean by that is your dispatcher. There's a learning curve to understand, you know, they got to get to know your patterns, how you run, the miles you're kind of doing, you know, your habits, the area, and you got to give that a little bit of time to settle down. Once that settles down, then you're going to get a true picture. So at least 60 days you should be giving someone. So yeah, so we do have an early termination fee. It is 60 days. Because that is that sweet spot where you're starting to get to know each other, and we have to give something a fair handshake, right? Everybody's invested money into onboarding an individual, you know, whether it's the plates, the insurance, time, the compliance, everything behind the scenes in vetting an individual, drug screening, everything that goes on. You know, you got to make sure you're giving a fair handshake and a fair opportunity. So guys, drop the comments below. Anything that you guys want to talk about, we will handle that. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, put this content in front of other people. Rudy, thank you for joining. Chris, thank you for joining. G and Sons, how you doing? Thank you for joining. All right. Okay. Can I speak directly to other owner operators who are currently leased on? Yes, you can. It's happened all the time. We always got somebody, we have plenty of guys that come home for the weekend doing their 34. So during orientation, there's always someone picking up a trailer in the yard. You're free to walk out there, talk to an individual. You're free to approach any of our guys if you see them out on the road. We can even share phone numbers. Just know a lot of guys aren't open to just handing out their phone numbers. So we would say, hey, guy who just kind of wants to pick your brain a little bit. But yeah, we never shy away from that. As a matter of fact, we welcome that, because they'll let you know the real deal as well. Sometimes you're not going to take my word for it, so you got to talk to him, because the guy's boots on the ground. All right, so that's important too. Is there a probationary period or trial run option? At the end of the day, it's always everything's a trial run, right? So like I said, that first 60 days, we're getting to know each other. It's either you're going to be in this or you're not going to be in this. You're going to find that some things maybe don't work out for you from a certain carrier, but at the end of the day, the focal point should be on your running habits and the things that you can't control. So anybody onboarding, it should always consider, what areas are going to run, their home time, what is their financial goal? What is it that they're here to try to accomplish? Is it have another truck, 2 trucks with a fleet driver? So whatever the goal may be that you set, and then you're just working your plan. That's the idea. And so anybody getting in the way of working your plan, that's when you should start making those assessments. But you have to be committed to yourself first and do whatever it is that you said you were gonna do for it to work out. All right. Do you help with DOT compliance and CSA score management? Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, remember when you're leasing on to someone, whether you like it or not, we're going to be in this together. So, any kind of violations that you're getting out there are going to hit your PSP as well as our CSA score. So, no matter what, it's like we're in that truck with you. That's why you're going to always hear from the safety and compliance team, right? So, even if you're getting put out of service for a tire, whether it's the trailer or your truck, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna hit us both over the head. So a speeding ticket, we're both gonna suffer from that. And so, for example, the safety team will work with you, you know, data queuing certain stuff that shouldn't be on there because that does happen. And for those who are first time owner operators and maybe never even heard of that, that's an important thing. You want to always be checking your CSA score. Or rather your PSP score. You have access to that off of FMCSA to go look at that and review it, because sometimes you don't know. You trusted that DOT officer told you, don't worry about it. It's just a warning. Get out of here. And you think that everything is gravy, only to find out you might even not be hireable at some point. So, for example, if somebody got a speeder and they fought it with a lawyer, downgraded that ticket, well, you still have another step to take, which would be to make sure that the safety team is data queuing that off and changing that on your PSP and obviously their CSA. So it's going to benefit both parties. So here we go on that, guys. We actually talk about all that in orientation when our guys are here, and you'll be surprised how many guys actually have never seen their PSP score and physically have held it in their hand. And so that's pretty cool that we can give that to them and educate, and now they know, and by knowing, they're actually going to be better off for that. So that's important, guys. Make sure we go live every morning, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. So we're dropping information just like this and information that you guys are wanting to know. So what are you suffering from? What are you confused about? Put it in the comments so we can dedicate a show just to that and get those questions answered, so you can be better off at running your business and win at this game called trucking, guys. All right. So, what does your dispatch to truck ratio look like? So that's important, right? Our type of dispatching is very tailored to the individual. It's going to go anywhere from that, 7 to 8 trucks to 10 maybe on the max. So you're going to have that tailored experience. So what happens here is our dispatchers are dedicated to you. We don't have that 24-hour after-hour service thing. What happens is your dedicated dispatcher is available to you 24/7. Why? Because we believe in efficiency. So what's going to happen is, if you have an issue, let's say on a Saturday delivery for whatever reason, your dispatcher booked that load. He's going to be able to solve your problem within 30, 60 seconds or whatever it is, or at least give you guidance and start solving the problem, as opposed to calling an after-hour service where, they're asking you, who are you? What load are you on? What are we doing? And then it's going to take an hour just to barely understand what the problem is. So we believe in efficiency, and we believe in all of that. So remember, we don't have load planners. That's not what our guys are doing. Our guys are booking the load. They're managing from A to Z. They're reading that rate confirmation. They're negotiating the rate. They're eliminating any predatory verbiage on that rate con, and then you're getting that original rate con to you, so you're seeing the actual the transparency of the entire piece, right? So you'll get a copy of that revised rate con if we had to renegotiate a delivery time and so forth. So all of that is happening behind the scenes, and so that's why we keep it effective and efficient, because the owner operator is our customer. There are no company trucks here to compete with. All right. How are your disputes handled between owner operators and dispatchers? So here we go. What we do, everybody's grown folk here. So everybody's adults. What we have to do is we have to manage business. Everything is about having the ability to have business discussions and make business decisions. Not all the time is that easy. Not all the time will everybody see eye to eye. But here's what that relationship has to be, though, because your dispatch to owner operator is the most important relationship you should have. Trust factor there is so monumental because your money depends on it. Your business depends on that. So we want to make sure that everybody has the right fit. We want to make sure that two people are clicking, but we want to make sure that it's not that we're not just that it's effective and efficient, because we're looking at everything together, right? We got to be able to look at what your goals are, the gross. So are you disliking the dispatcher because you set a financial goal of, let's just say, 7,500, and he's trying to get you there, but you don't like that it's not, that the loads are too heavy, or that it's not in the area you like to go to? You gave him a goal of that 7,500. The market's the market. No one can apologize how we got to get to that 7,500. The thing is, I'm gonna get you there. You just got to be willing to get there, right? So it just depends on the relationship. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we have had people in the past switch up a dispatcher because they just didn't click right, and sometimes it's just two personalities don't match. It happens. We're people, we're human. But no problem, we switch them up and nobody's offended. There's no personal vendetta against anybody. Everybody here is just doing their job and making things happen. All right. Will I have a dedicated point of contact or be passed around? Like I mentioned before, you're definitely going to have that point of contact. As a matter of fact, our orientations are geared around that. So what happens is you're actually going to meet someone from every department in the orientation. So from the billing, from the safety, you meet the mechanic. He's out there doing that trailer inspection with you. He's out there, watching you do that pre-trip, just kind of getting to know each other, so you get familiarized, so you get comfortable knowing and having a point of contact in every department. So you're not just passed around. You're going to know who to call to get what kind of answer you're looking for, and now you can be effective and efficient. And that's what this is about, right? So that's what we like to do. The orientation will not be one of those where it's just one person doing the whole thing and now you only have one point of contact. No, we're going to give you resources to be successful and actually get the ability to connect with other individuals in the company. All right. Do you charge for trailer interchange and or trailer damage? So no, we do not charge that interchange. Trailer damage. So yeah. But there's a process to everything. The idea is not to charge, right? But if something gets broken, somebody's got to pay. Somebody will have to pay, right? So the idea is, here's a simple process. Anybody picking up one of our trailers, a new guy or whatever, or you're switching up trailers for whatever reason, pictures are worth 1,000 words, even a video. Everybody has these new iPhones and all that good stuff. Just walk around the condition of that trailer, send it to safety, send it to your dispatcher. It gets uploaded in the condition, and then nothing on that trailer would be your bill, right? And then that's the simplest way to do it. Have it on your phone. You're dropping it off, and they're trying to charge you for, let's say, some kind of issue there. Well, that's how I picked it up. Check out the pictures, and then it's never your problem. So it's as easy as that. That's how simple it is. It only gets complicated when people don't do those kind of things and they're not following the process. So again, the process is there to cover your ass. So make sure you do that, and we just keep it simple. No reason to complicate it. Guys, let me get that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, put this content in front of other individuals. Make sure you share it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. Videos come out every day after 5 o'clock for individuals to benefit from. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. So anytime new content comes out, boom, that joker is right in front of you for you to take advantage of. All right. So we appreciate that. All right. So here we go on that trailer. That's how we keep it simple. We got the best maintenance program around. It's $50 a week, and that's going to cover brakes, tires, anything that's maintenance related to that trailer is going to be covered. So we never put used tires or recaps on those bad boys, even if it's on the road. It's going to be a virgin tire to make sure that, if you're going to spend the money anyway, you might as well do it right. So take advantage of all of that. You just got to do your part and communicate with the right people, safety and your dispatch as to the condition of that trailer. So here we go. What's your process for filing claims if there's freight damage? All right, so this is also why we have that dispatcher to truck ratio, because trucking is a lot more than just booking the load and emailing it to you. It's so much more than that. So communication is everything. So for me to be able to help out, or for the dispatcher to be able to mitigate these type of things, they got to be in the know, which means you're communicating. So plenty of times have we been at a receiver, somebody taking the product, they're like, hey, listen, there's there's like 2 boxes damaged, and so 2 boxes are damaged, and they put it on there and everybody signs the BOL and everything is gravy, and then it's not, because what happens is that's there right now, and then when that document gets pushed upstairs, it goes to the factoring, it goes to their billing departments, for payables and receivables. People will get shocked. And people will get shocked. And so now what happens on a factoring company, they see that, they don't want to touch it because there's damages involved. It might be a claim. And it's just 2 boxes that were a little bit bent. And so now that's that. The broker doesn't want to pay out because now it's on hold because the customer says, what's up with these 2 packages? Those things could have been sold already. Like it creates a snowball. So what you want to do is, every time we're getting loaded or any major situation like that, you want to snap those pictures right away of the product to your dispatcher. Our dispatchers are already trained. They know what to do with it. They know how to mitigate it. They know who to contact so that we avoid the problem that would be coming. So all of this is about forecasting. Guys, remember, trucking, it is the same problems year after year. The only thing that is changing is pretty much faces, names, and dates. So we should be prepared for all of these problems, which my guys are. So guys, make sure you're dropping the thumbs up here. We put this content in front of everybody. If you have questions on how we do things, put it in the comments so we can answer that and get the information to you live and direct with no filter. So here we go, guys. Share, subscribe, smash that, give me some thumbs up. Here we go. We appreciate that. It helps the algorithm get this in front of everybody. What's up, David? How you doing today? Also got a question. Is it more profitable to get a trailer from Voyager or get my own? It's just going to depend. It depends on you more than anything else, and your purchasing power, obviously. So there's a couple things that are going to be considered here, right? One, you are going to make, let's say, if you have your own trailer with Voyager Nation, for my people who have it, as long as it's not older than 10 years, it's 85% payout to you, right? But what's going to happen there is that 10% difference is going to just depend on how you run. I wouldn't recommend it for a guy doing local. I don't think there's enough room in there for that to make sense, because remember, it's not just about 10%. I got a lot of guys who get impressed by, oh shit, 10%, and they're salivating. Nah, man, like, what is the cost, right? So, now you got a trailer. Did you buy it? So what's the trailer payment? So what's that trailer payment? Insurance on that trailer. Now you got to do your own maintenance on that trailer. And you got to remember, if something, you have to count something. If something happens to that trailer and you're waiting on a part and it's out of commission, your entire business will suffer. So now you're down because of a trailer. In a situation like ours, you have plenty to choose from. We hope you're not in that situation, but nevertheless, the resources are there. So it just depends. What I would do, and I recommend everybody to do, is on board without a trailer, use ours, rock and roll for like 60, 90 days, whatever the case may be. Take your settlement sheets, increase it by, do the math, what 10% difference would be to you. Now you got that magic number every month for 3 months or whatever you did, right? And compare it to your cost. Man, I'll give you the phone number to where you can get a trailer, an insurance person, all that. So now you calculate your costs, subtract it, and whatever's left, is it worth it to you? And that's the simplest way to do it. And some people would say yes, and some people would say no. So it just depends on what value you're looking for. All right, David said a bit late because I was looking for a tire for one of my drivers. How to get a fucked up tire, but I'm here. Here we go. Like, that's welcome to trucking, baby. So I hope it's nothing serious. And I wonder, man, is this something you could have caught on a pre-trip? Was the guy loaded? So yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. We always have to be, we're solving problems all the time, guys. And so in trucking, I'm a true believer, man. Like, if you're not solving a problem, something's wrong, man. Like, go find one, because there's always a problem to solve. You just got to go find it. So there's never downtime in trucking. That's how we go. Mike, can I bring my own 1978 24 foot reefer trailer? Nah, man, that bad boy is like older than me. Nah, we're not gonna do any of that. So guys, like, remember, part of also having good equipment out there is because what does happen is people start to reject. Uh, yeah, David, you tell Mike, no, you cannot, brother. So there you go. So you can bring it over to David, though. David, you'll take it. So here we go, guys. Like, the most important part is making sure that you have quality equipment, because at the end of the day, our dispatchers are negotiating the rates, booking those loads, and the worst thing that can happen is you to arrive to a location and they're rejecting you because of the year of the trailer. You don't want to be in that situation. Is it fucked up? Yeah. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time that the trailer may be in good condition, but the people are being unreasonable, and they don't want it just because it's 10 years old. But even though it might be better than a newer trailer, I understand that. But if they're paying the bill, we just got to know the rules to play the game. So here we go. So here we go on that. All right. So we got comments flowing back and forth. People just trying to keep everybody in the loop here. So here we go. For people who run no less than 10K miles a month, it is worth it. So here you go. There we go. Retire that old trailer. So there we go. So moving on to another question. What happens if my trailer gets damaged on the road? Who pays? What happens if a trailer gets damaged on the road? Who pays? It's ultimately, you're in possession of it, right? So guys, you got to know, you pick up a trailer and it doesn't look in that condition. You pick up a trailer, and if you're returning it in a condition that how you didn't pick it up, you got some responsibility to it. Let's call a spade a spade. Like that. At the end of the day, even though it's not yours, it's in your possession. You have to take that care of that trailer as if it was yours, right? Like, that's the name of the game. So this is no different than renting a car. So if you rent the car, and you return it with damage, what do you think happens next? Like, who's responsible for that? No one's going to want to know, any of the variables and all of that. It was in your possession, and you're going to have to be responsible for it. So again, the decisions behind, like, if somebody hit you and it was their fault and now there has to be a claim and investigation, stuff like that, that all will get worked out. But at the end of the day, all of that, it is your responsibility. You took possession of a piece of equipment that you're hauling, you're driving. It is your responsibility. You are responsible for that trailer at the end of the day. So here we go. I don't know, I got guys going back and forth in the comments here. So let me try to catch up, guys. This is trucking, not an emotional support group where you can bring your own child. I don't know. David said, Mike, this is trucking, not an emotional support group where you can bring your own child to teddy bear. So I don't know. Somebody's in their feelings out there. So here we go. But guys, getting back to my questions, man. These guys are distracting me. All right. What are your expectations for communication during the week? Guys, the expectation should be your dedicated dispatcher. You guys talk every day, even if it's yo, how you doing? Because the importance behind that is we're scouting and we're scanning for problems, and finding the problems early is going to make the difference for you, and it's going to make the difference for you in a major way financially. So check this out. Just now in the back. Newer guy, all right, has an open window from 8 to 3, Fort Myers. He's here in Lakeland. Get here 7:30ish, whatever the case may be. Doing the yard walk, and he's still back there, right? So I don't know all the details, but still, have these guys talked, right, between dispatcher and the driver. Yes, they have. because I know they're following a process. However, here we go. On an open window from 8 to 3, boom, I want to be the guy that's already getting unloaded at 8 o'clock. I'm the first guy in line, right? Because that means I'm on my next load. I'm putting money on my books as quickly as possible. So that is everything that they're looking at. So now, we're going to be looking at, are you in transit? Are you moving? Hey, what's up? Why not? What's your ETA? Why? Because even though it's an open window, being able to update the broker appropriately, boom, that's just a nice little strategy to look that much better for that broker. Because if it's a gravy load and they have more of them, then now we can tailor that relationship to do them. If it's good, if it's still good paying load, and do it constantly. So these are all the valuable things. It's those little details that matter in trucking, because that's what we do control, right? It's how we show up and what we're doing when we show up. So all of those things, our brains are always working. Got with the dispatcher. He knew the situation, newer guy. He had something to do. Great. He handled that. However, everybody's thinking the same way. That's, efficiency. How to put more money on the books while we're out there. Guys, I got 14 people watching and on YouTube, but only 8 likes. Come on, guys, give me thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up. I need that to happen so that this can get in front of more people and it helps the algorithm help brother out. All right, guys, thank you for watching. And again, this content like this comes out every day, 9 a.m. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. All right. Brian Newman on Facebook says, great advice. As a former operations manager, it is important to communicate with your dispatcher and vice versa. Yes. Yeah. Because that's how we solve problems, guys. Like, that's the only way. And even when it comes down to damages, like, just because that was a comment earlier about a damaged trailer, man, this one kind of hurts. I don't even know how to put the picture up here. I don't know if I want to. So corner radius on a trailer, fucking bent in the top, the top rail bent in. The guy shows up, doesn't know what happened, right? So all that had to happen was communication to mitigate both problems. So there's a couple things, right? What did he hit? How did this happen? So if he doesn't even know, then who does? Right now, I'm concerned about the other shoe dropping, but we could have managed that situation a lot better if he would have called on the spot. And now we can manage it to lose less. Like, that's what problem. We're already in it. It's a matter of how do we lose less, but just not communicating isn't an answer, because now it's harder to manage a problem because, my approach would have been different. I wouldn't have did what I did, or I wouldn't have said what I said if I knew the whole holistic picture of the situation to help him, to help also us, because it's not like I'm in it together. I mean, it's not like he's in it by himself. Like, if everything that's happening is happening to us. So guys, I need communication. We need communication in order to solve problems. So guys, always communicate. And that is the key. And so, and it has to be valuable information, man. Sometimes people can over communicate on like miscellaneous shit and then under communicate on the big boy stuff. Like, and then you're just like, man, like that balance. So you want to make sure you're over communicating, especially on the big boy problems. All right, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck, I agree. Communication is key. That's for sure. And guys, if you're communicating and your dispatcher or safety team out there is not paying attention to you, you're in the wrong spot. Give us a call, 863-342-5171. We are here to help out. We understand communication is everything, and it's not just communicating. It is what you do with the information that gets communicated to you. That's how you solve problems. You have to have some action on that, and so forth. So if you're not experiencing that, you got to give me a call, 863-342-5171. Guys, smash that thumbs up. I, got 14 people in the chat, only 11 of them. Guys, increase that for me, please. It helps the algorithm. And again, we got videos that come out Monday to Friday after 5 o'clock, and we are here to help. Here we go. Douglas Sanchez. Good morning, Voyager. 1-year associate with Voyager. No trouble so far. And that's the way it should be, my man, for sure. Plenty of people who are successful, Douglas being one of them. professional owner operator, understands the partnership, good people, and here we are, man. We're hoping to get, keep this relationship until you're willing, until it's time to hang it up. That's the key. But we appreciate everything you do, Douglas, for sure. Yeah, Mike said, "Are you saying if we don't talk about things we don't like, they don't go away?" Man, you gotta solve problems, man. You gotta solve problems. So communicating is everything, man. Just because you look the other way doesn't mean shit goes away. And I get it, man. Like in bad situations, accidents and things like that, human behavior, man, you just want things to go away, man. As quick as possible. You got into it, you want it to just go away. And for whatever reason, a lot of people tend to at that moment be a little bit gullible just for things to go away, or they think they will. But that's the time that you have to remain sharp. Your emotional intelligence has to be at its peak at that moment, right? Don't get weak at that moment. You got to take a deep breath, have a level of clarity, and say, all right, how do I get out of this with the minimal damage as possible? So that would be the idea. All right. Are you flexible with personal or family time off requests? Yeah, absolutely. We got all shapes and sizes, brother, man. And what happens is I'll have people go away for an extended period of time. I'll have people that come home every weekend and so forth. I got all kinds of scenarios. For those people who take the extended leave, what we do, park that trailer right here in the back so you don't have anything to worry about. We have a drop yard as well, so you can drop our trailer there. You can park your truck for free, which most of my guys do while they do their extended leave. And once they come back, we keep them rolling. So that is never an issue. Also, home time, family time, you pick that. Now, remember, I'm not here to force anybody out there. You just got to understand from a business mindset, home time comes at a price to you. How much you're willing to pay is up to you. So just understand that piece. But we're here to help out and keep you guys moving. All right. Here we go. All right. So here you go. What's your policy if you want to take an extended break, weeks or months? Yeah. So I just kind of covered that. The major thing is I would want the trailer in the yard. That's the biggest thing. And then again, if it goes over 30 days, we would have to do new hiring packet, drug screen, all that stuff. So we keep it simple. But yeah, we accommodate that. That's not a problem. So if you're at a place where they're denying you that, give us a call, 863-342-5171. There's nothing difficult about accommodating something like that. All right. Are there any restrictions on what lanes or states I can run? Right. So we keep it simple. The only thing I don't touch, people, is going to be Cali. So no California. Don't touch that. And New York City, the boroughs, we tend to stay away from that. That's going to be problematic. So nothing in the boroughs. Now we can do New York State, do Buffalo, anything north, things of that nature, but nothing in the boroughs. It's just too problematic. Too much traffic, something's going to go wrong, and here we go. All right. All right. Is there an itemized settlement statement sent weekly? Yeah, for sure. So every single Tuesday, that's when that gets sent out, or you get your direct deposit. But we do send out the itemized a little earlier than that. I believe it goes out on Friday afternoon. And what happens there, it's so simple to read. I don't have one. I don't have it here from yesterday. I did show people. I flashed it up on the screen yesterday. Very easy to read. You're going to see the load you did, what the broker was paying, what we paid you. You're going to see everywhere you fueled, lumper reimbursements, if that's any. Everything is itemized there. You're going to see how much you fueled, sticker price. You're going to also see the savings on that fuel, and then you'll see the deduction on the other end. You'll see the miles you did and everything there. So very straightforward, very easy to read. Your only deduction on there would be the fuel and the $50 a week for the trailer maintenance fee. And that's it. So simple to read. Transparency is everything. All right. What financial tools do you provide to help me track income and expenses? So a lot of that, you are the business owner, so a lot of that will be your responsibility. But again, we do have some other things. Some guys have asked us for, like, what are their, their tax season, what's some of their deductions, so we can print that out, give you an Excel sheet. Now, it is for your accountant, like, you're paying him, so he should be doing his job, but he can take all those deductions, organize it for you, and do all of that. The miles, the fuel, all of that good stuff gets tracked, packaged, Excel sheet, send it over to you. But for the most part, most guys are actually just tracking that. They already got their own system, their own way of doing business. And so that's that. So that's easy to do. Can I use my own factoring company, or I'm locked into yours? So remember, guys, all of our guys are at least under us, and so everything goes through us. We're handling the factoring, we're doing all of that. You're getting paid on a weekly basis. We're taking over the headache of things that pay out 60, 90 days. Shit, man, I've even seen shit go out to like 120, 180. So you want to be oh, look at that, somebody put that poll. So you want to pay attention to that, but again, we're doing the factoring, we're fighting that fight. And what makes something go a little bit long? What makes something go longer than it should? Like, how does something get to 100 plus days on the with the factoring company, right? Remember, we were talking about damages, and somebody wrote on the BOL like 3 damages or whatever. It's that kind of stuff that causes those delays in payment. It's missing signatures. And what happens is, if we're missing that, let's say the payout is in 60 days, the factoring company, right? So now they're going to deny it. They'll ask the broker says what's wrong. We get it, fix the problem, get it back to them, all that. And now the broker has to pay, and the customer, and now the clock starts ticking once all of that has been done. So let's say it took them 30 days just to find out what the problem is. Your now 60 days is going to start then, when you give them the proper information and resolve the problem. So now you're talking 90 days. So guys, that we handle that. Got a strong team. Shout out to Emily. She's out there always pushing that, and she will ask and she will press you guys, like, because she knows it's your money, it's the bottom line, and she wants to keep you effective. So guys, we're very aggressive towards the brokers and making sure they pay out. Right? We just got to have the information to do so. So we need your communication to get that done. Here we go, Melvin. Morning. Getting loaded in Tampa. Here we go. Yep. So you're getting ready for your maiden voyage. Here we go, man. We appreciate everything you do as well, man. Where's that load going to? So let's find out where it goes. All right. If loads pay more than expected, do I see that on the settlement? Yeah. Transparency is always going to be that. Now, why would something pay more than expected? Right. This is a good question. I'll tell you how some of this stuff happens. Our dispatchers are always going to ask for more money. That is like the numero uno rule. Like, no matter what, it doesn't matter, right? So they're always negotiating more. So let's say my man Melvin just talked to a dispatcher, and like, hey, I got this load, whatever it is, Tampa to South Carolina, boom. I'm just making numbers up here. Let's say $1,000, and so once they agree on the load and the dispatcher goes back to lock it down, not only did we try to ask for more money in the beginning, it's always at every point in time in the conversation. So now, let's say, his dispatcher's like, hey, let me, my guy will take this load, but let me get 1,100 on it because, blah, 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 this or that. And, and now the broker agrees. And as you hang up, and now he gets the Raycon the original Raycon to it delivered, my man was willing to do it for 1,000, but we actually got more on it. So that is why you would see more money on there, because we're always asking, we're always negotiating. You never know who you get on the phone. But guys, if your dispatcher is not asking, there's no way in hell he's getting. So like, you have to make sure your dispatcher pushes until you get it. Brian said, "Do you have a maintenance escrow to help out drivers who might be running with limited funds? How do you deal with the breakdowns if owner operators don't have the funds to repair his truck?" Um, well, here we go. So what we do is we have a maintenance escrow, which is king. So number one, the people who should be signing up is the people who are in fear of a breakdown and not having the money. You got to get out of that situation right away, and no one's coming to save you. No one's knocking on your door. You got to get yourself out. So that's number one. Let's hold the people accountable who has to be accountable. So you should be the first one signing that document. You know, it can go from 1% to 5%. It can be as aggressive as you want. But nevertheless, you should be signing up for that. Let that stack, so you have the money in the event of that breakdown. Because once the breakdown happens, let's say the breakdown is $1,000 or whatever reason. I keep using $1,000 today. So if the breakdown's $1,000 and now you have 600 in your maintenance escrow, now it's so much easier to come up with 400, right? So now you're in a much better situation. But you, as a business owner, you have to have the ability to put away for that rainy day. You just cannot, you cannot keep that piggy bank in E. Like it's just not going to end well. You're running on borrowed time, and it's going to catch up to you. So you don't want that to happen to you. I actually have one of our owner operators. Shout out to Miguel. He told me one time, if he don't have 10K stashed on that maintenance fund, it's a problem. So he'll stack it up. He'll stack it up. If he used something, he'll run hard, replace the money that got depleted, and then it's back there. Because the other side to this, not only are you ready for that breakdown, which you operate differently, man. You flow differently. Your swag is different. Your talk is different because you're prepared. There's not much that the industry could throw at you that you can't handle. Is so different than having rabbit ears and you're broke, and that any little situation, the shit's over, the show's over. So the way you process is different. So you want to get yourself in that position, because that truck is how you make money. That is your business. Why wouldn't you pay your truck first, to keep things alive and keep paying and have the ability to pay stuff? So guys, that's an extremely important topic right there. I don't necessarily think, like, if you're looking for a carrier and your biggest thing is like, how do they lend money? What's that look like? I think you have to realign yourself a little bit and look at how you're conducting business. Because at the end of the day, like, that's not a bank, that's a carrier, that's a trucking company. Why are we looking for them to financially resolve your breakdown, right? So I know that stings to a lot of people out there. That may hurt. It sounds cute that they're willing to do that, but now what's your real relationship when now they're deducting it from your settlement every week? Now you don't want to run, you want to go on some home time. Now they're going to force you not to go home. Why? Because you owe them money. Like, isn't it easier just to walk in Navy Federal or some shit and unsecured loan 8% or some shit and call it a day? I don't know. That's what I would do, and then just keep it running. So again, actually, I wouldn't do that. I'd have a maintenance fund and I'd be good to go. So guys, pretty good topic right there. The approach is important. Be accountable for your shit. Be ready. As always, trucking will happen. It's just a matter of when. All right, guys, make sure I get the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, do so. Super Trucker Podcast. And then you will have access to the daily videos after 5, content just like this every single day. All right. What is the best company for owner operators in Florida? Right here, Voyager Nation. You're on live with them, and they're answering all your questions that you may have. So guys, give me that thumbs up. Looking for great business partners. So if you're an owner operator who knows what time it is and you're looking to level up, we are here to help out. It's 863-342-5171. Let's go, my people. Let me get some thumbs up and get this algorithm working in our favor. I appreciate that. All right. What else we got here? How often are settlements short, delayed, or adjusted? Not often at all, because, like I said, the billing department works with the owner operator throughout the entire process, from day one. They're always on top of you, getting the bills, clear, legible copies. They will reach out to you if we don't get this by this date. It will not pay. Some of Mike's calling. Oh crap, he's already here. Yeah, man. See, that's how good it is. You already forgot you work here. All right, man. So yeah, so there shouldn't be any delays or adjustments. Adjustments do happen. Remember, we're always fighting for those kind of detention times, or there was an issue with the lumper and things of that nature. We want to make sure that that hits the payroll as they come in, and so sometimes adjustments do come in because we gotta add that into that settlement. All right. Uh, Double Down Trucking. Man, I like that name, Double Down Trucking. What do you guys haul? Any direct customers? Yeah, so what we haul, drive in, freight of all kind. As long as it keeps my trailers, food grade, I'm good to go. No recyclable trash like that, nothing like that. Any direct customers, man, we've been working with tons of brokers for very direct people for a very, very long time. We're in that sweet position where we got dedicated reps at different places where they're calling us, letting us know about loads before they actually hit the load boards. So that relationship right there is monumental to us. So we got direct customers in all forms, shapes, and sizes. 863-342-5171 to learn more about what we could do for you. That's for sure. Give us a call. All right. So what else we got here? Do you provide fuel advances? Or so here's what we do. Our fuel program is probably, I haven't heard anybody doing what we do. We actually call it the double down fuel card. So there you go, double down trucking. Maybe it's a sign you got to call this. So double down fuel card is this, man. We actually operate with two different fuel cards independently. They're both active at the same time. You download both apps to your phone. In orientation, they walk you through that. They'll actually watch you download it. You're gonna trip plan on a mock load on both apps, and you'll see which fuel card is going to be more aggressive. One will always be better than the other, but now you have options, right? So why do we do this? Check this out. It's not only to give you options, but let me tell you how we got here. All right. So there was some kind of IT issue with our TCS. I think they possibly got hacked or something like that. Shit happens. And then they were good about it. Like, everything is on the up and up, so no reason to get rid of anybody. But however, it forced our hand to introduce an alternative option in the event this happens again. And then as we had it, obviously they that new fuel card gives you that introductory savings, so that it kind of forces people to go use it, right? So when it was time to pull the trigger, they're like, all right, you getting rid of the other one? We're like, no, we're not. And the reason we're not is we're like, listen, it's simple. Capitalism, baby. So as long as your fuel savings is better than the other card, it will naturally attract my drivers to use your card. So let the best man win. And that's how we left it. We're leaving these two companies to compete with each other for your business, for our owner operators, because we need to see our owner operators win. And and here we go. We got two competitors fighting for their business on a daily basis. And then here we go. So, but the homework is still yours as an owner operator here. You have to trip plan accordingly. You have to see which one's your better, or which one's going to be your better option. We do a nice job in orientation to actually show you how to get that done. Everybody gets the same love. We share it. We show it with everybody. You just got to make sure you're doing it. But all walks of life, some guys absolutely take advantage of it, and some guys don't. All right. So for whatever reason, I don't know. One fleet driver was like, I don't believe in that. Well, because he's not paying the bill. That's why he don't believe in that. But if I was a fleet owner, I would absolutely be making them use that. So here we go. So that's that. If I stay with you long term, what do I gain? Do I get better lanes, bonuses, priority? So here's what happens. The name of the game is stability, right? Everything is a moving target. You always have to be adapting to your business to whatever the market is doing. So consistency is key. So it's not necessarily that, you know, somebody should just stay in one place and then that's it. No, it's what is the business getting from this carrier, right? Stability, constant freight, always moving. You got dispatchers pushing the line, right? Pushing you to be better. You know, always coming to you with different alternative, different ways to hit your financial goal or even surpass that goal while respecting the home time. You want that creative entrepreneurial mindset to come from your dispatcher, and it can never fade. It has to be consistent. Like you cannot allow complacency around you because that is when you're going to have a problem. So that is one of the many biggest thing is you're leased onto what type of culture. All right. So that's that. Do you help me build relationships with brokers and shippers? Yeah, I mean, everybody who runs with us is part of the project, right? It's how you show up to shippers and receivers absolutely talks volumes about you. We have brokers that actually call us about loads that before it hits the spot market, before it hits the boards or anything, we're getting access to them, and they'll already know what driver's going to be on it because they know that guy could hit. So the relationship is there. We'll get, they'll ask by name, hey, like, hey, is Douglas going to be on this run, and they'll already know. So it absolutely does count. It absolutely does matter. And so yeah, that relationship is everything. But however, always knowing how to manage these relationships, because it doesn't just mean they get the truck. They still have to be paying a good rate, and knowing to and having the ability to say no is monumental, because if it ain't right, then we can't take it no matter how nice we talk to each other. It has to make financial sense for an owner operator to take it. So it's managing and massaging that relationship without like destroying it. That is the magic, and that is the key. Like, so that's that. All right. um Do you provide resources or help for buying the next truck? Yeah, absolutely. We're here to help out and share all kinds of information. No one, no one's co-signing anything, obviously. But what is happening is we're giving you the tools, as far as who to ask, where to go look, how to structure that. And if you are buying a second truck, and you're going to put a driver in there. Who's the driver? Where'd you get the driver? Ways to source the driver. There are things that we can definitely help and assist with, and at least coach through the individual through that process, so that the outcome is in your benefit. So we're definitely willing to share information, especially when it's all been done before. But actually you'll get the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So, it's not all about just, yeah, go do it. It's also about like, look, man, I want to do that because this is what happened to us. This is how that went wrong. I don't want to see you get hurt. I paid the price. I don't think you should, but we definitely got plenty of resources for you to help, for you to get some assistance in that regard. Um, uh, Will you help me set up my own authority if I want to move on? Yeah, we have seen people go get their own authority and move on. So always available with coaching and that stuff. When it comes down to the insurance piece, usually that's where most of the questions are going to come from, on that insurance, because now it's a whole new world, something you've never had to deal with, and now this insurance piece is going to dictate whether you're in business or not. So it gets a little tricky of your new responsibilities. So we enlighten you to what they will be, and then you go from there. Uh, okay, are there freight slow seasons I need to plan for under your carrier? No, no. Like you gotta see, there's always freight. You just gotta go to the freight when necessary. So that's part of your business plan, right? I mean, everything. It's always peak season for something, whether it's seasonal for watermelon season, if that's even a thing anymore. Peak season, peak season for this, peak season for that. So it's always there's always freight. It's just a matter of, like we said before, the consistency, stay moving, um, and go get it. Remember, that's why we like that drive in. The consistency, the discipline behind it is gonna yield you the results holistically at the end of the year. So don't confuse that movement for progress. It's you don't want to be just jumping around everywhere. Just something nice and steady, and you keep your business flowing. All right. Is the carrier building something long term or just chasing spot market? No, we're always building. That's the beauty about this place. We're always reinvesting right back into the company to be a better product for owner operators. For it can be a better place for them to lease onto. That's why we have the free parking. It's not just to say we have free parking. That drop yard we have, was reinvested. Like we sourced it, we found it, we had to flatten it out, we had to make it available to you guys. All that costs money, and that's money that gets reinvested so that guys can reap the benefits of park for free. Reinvesting, always re-upping the trailers. There are no rust buckets that are out there. We're always sourcing for new work. We're always sourcing for an opportunity. We are always open to new ideas, but they just have to make sense. They have to make sense for the owner operator. That's the tricky piece, right? What will make sense for everybody involved. We like to do good business. Just not drinking Kool-Aid where, like, hey, we got a new direct customer who underpays us. Like, no one's winning. Like, who's going to want to do that? No, nobody. So again, our customer is the owner operator. We're always sourcing how to be better, how to improve our product. And, it's always growth mindset. So never stagnant, right? So you always want to, you set your goals, you reach certain goals, and now you have new goals. So here we go. So, we're looking for guys who, if they want to put a second truck on, cool. This is what comes with it. Let's go. Maybe I can source the guy a driver for him. I've got plenty of contacts on our 10th Street from guys calling in who thought we had company trucks. Well, why waste the resource? Let me get it over to the owner operator so he can improve his business, right? So boom, we're here to help and help you as well. So, all right. Do you treat owner operators like partners or just like numbers? Partners. So I don't know. This question is like, I don't understand somebody who treats someone like a number. So here's what I'm saying. We're partners. And the reason we're partners is because I understand where food comes from and we need each other. So at the end of the day, we're all here to do good work, right? So the more, 25% of zero is zero. So I'm not dying on that hill. What has to happen is you got to be making enough money to put into that maintenance account so that you're not the guy trying to borrow money from this guy because you make enough to save enough. That's the ultimate win. And all that comes from is having a good partner. And in that partnership is being able to have difficult business discussions that actually mean something, that actually mean like, hey man, if you did this and that, we can increase your revenue by this. But that's tangible because, man, now you could fix some problems with that money. But your business partner should have some kind of resistance. Like, we're not yes sirs. I'm not just going to agree to everything if we don't believe in it. So I have walked away from certain owner operators who want to work 2 days a week locally and use my trailer. Like, at some point, like, that's not even value. Like, that's more of a liability and a risk for money for us. And it's just, no one's making money. He's losing. He just don't see it. We're risking everything. And so, it's about partnership and good partnership. That's the key. Good partnership, people that will challenge each other. And that is the key to it. So if you're at a place that just yeses you to death and doesn't bring you fresh new ideas or constructive criticism on how you can be better, because we could take it too, man. I could be better. We're all human. But at the end of the day, that is true business. Like, there's going to be friction, and in that struggle, in that friction and being uncomfortable comes the growth, right? So here you go. Make sure you're uncomfortable. Run your business like a champ. Make as much money as possible while you're in this game called trucking. So guys, Make sure you like, share, subscribe, put this content in front of other people. Please, we are live every single day, Monday, Friday, rather, 9 a.m. here sharp. It's either myself or Mike, and we will hear from you next time. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so and hit the bell so that you get all the content that we drop. All right, my people. So without further ado, be safe, drive safe. Melvin, Douglas, thank you guys for what you do. And let's keep that partnership going. All right, my people. We will talk mañana.